So it looks like we finally have another trailer for One Punch Man Season 3, and I guess more specifically a promotional video. It's called a PV2. It's not exactly the full-on trailer apparently, but nonetheless we do get a lot of new shots that we have not seen before. And personally, I know you're going to hear a lot of opinions online about there like being pretty much no action in the entire PV. I personally loved the way that it looked. The compositing of the scenes, the coloring, like the music that was playing for the entirety of the PV and until it hit like the opener music that we've heard before was so good. There are just so many beautiful shots in this. Like again, a lot of people are going to complain that there's not much actual action or motion in it. And look, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I do agree that it is a little odd that we have the second PV at this point, just over a week for the season to officially premiere, and this being such a big action anime, it's super weird that we don't have any real action shots yet, besides that one little clip that we got like a year ago at this point where it was Garo versus those two monsters. I definitely understand the frustration from that point. I do also find it very odd, don't get me wrong here. But I think we can also all agree that what we've seen so far in this second PV is already way better than anything we saw in season 2. Like, let's just be real. There are shots in here that honestly look straight from season 1, with the compositing just looking crisp and clean, and the actual art style and thick lines just look very, very good. Now, there are some things I want to cover specifically about this PV that I think maybe some of you guys may have missed in kind of like the hype of finally getting any type of One Punch Man Season 3 content. For example, if you guys were following Shinpei Nagai's like Twitter saga, the guy that's directing Season 3, where he was actually responding to people's questions and posting his thoughts and opinions of, daily life or working on the season. At some point he mentioned that he was very interested in crossing 2D and 3D animation and using CG with everything. Not saying that the season was going to be made fully CG or anything, because I don't think many people would be happy with that. Although JC Staff is actually pretty good at their CG. If you guys saw season 2, like their CG moments, like Elder Centipede and other little moments like that actually looked really good. But aside from that, there are a few scenes, I think specifically 2 of them, in this promotional video that give us a very good insight into exactly what he meant by crossing 2D and 3D animation. Like there's a very brief moment where Child Emperor is exclaiming something. I forgot what he's saying in the manga because I didn't watch it with subtitles or anything, but it looks like some form of 2D and 3D animation being used for that scene. And honestly, watching it, I thought it looked pretty good. And also many people, especially the haters of anything that is One Punch Man Season 3, are going to point out that the only moment that there's any actual like motion and animation is when Fubuki is yelling at Saitama. And hey, you know what? That looks pretty good. I will say that. But again, I would understand the frustration from people that say like, hey, this is the only type of animation we've really seen in any of these PVs besides the, Garo trailer where it was him fighting some monsters. But to that I say, hey man, life is too short for you to just be mad about everything. Like, I know that there's some frustration to be had here, rightfully so, but let's at least enjoy what we're getting right now, because like 12 hours ago, we thought we were getting nothing. There's also this very brief scene where Garo is kicking out this like caged window to get out of, I think it's when he gets out of the Monster Association base. That does look like it's been, there's some CG used there, but this one's not really anything that can give us any indication on the quality of the CG of the actual season. But honestly, I do have some confidence that they're going to do a good job with that. The thing that like really got me excited though was, again, the compositing of everything. The colors look so crisp. Everything just looks so much better in terms of just shading and mood compared to season 2. And on top of that, the song that was playing throughout the entirety of the PV until it got to the opener for the season was just so well made. It was like very like suspenseful, eerie, and just really well composed. One thing that you're also going to probably see a lot of people mention is the fact that all these shots, I think like almost the entirety of all these shots from this PV are from the first episode of the anime, which if you guys have read the manga already, there really isn't going to be any action at all in the first episode. Probably if it's going to follow like the first few chapters of where this arc really begins. That might be disappointing to some people, but hey, you know what? Like at least we're going to be getting the first episode in just over 7 days. And then we're going to have some actual action shots to look forward to. Now again, I do find it concerning that we aren't getting much outside of the first episode. Like even if this is a PV, and a lot of people are arguing that with like PVs, it doesn't really show much beyond like the first or second episode usually. I do find it kind of odd that we're not getting at least like some nuggets of action here and there to just give the fan base some more confidence that the action is going to look a lot better than season 2 at least. No one is thinking that it's going to look like season 1. Like we're kind of past that point. We were past that point a few years ago. Like we know that it's not going to be as good as season 1, but there's definitely a lot of gap for improvement between season 1 and season 2. So if it's somewhere in the middle of that, I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed. Now, before I cover probably one of the most talked about points in this entire PV, like one of the most talked about scenes, I do want to give a quick shout out to Gamersupps, because one thing that I want to say just upfront, genuinely, like from the heart, I guess you could say, is I've had a lot of trouble sleeping in recent years, especially being in front of the computer and editing videos all the time. That blue light or whatever really does keep me up at night, like 1, 2, 3 in the morning sometimes when I have to be up early. And one thing that's been like a complete game changer for me, again, I'm not just saying this to promote the product, is this right here. It's called AFK. It's the formula that Gamersupps has recently come out with that is meant to help people just sleep. It's not for energy. It's not for anything else. It's just to literally help you sleep at night. It has melatonin and other stuff in its formula that really just helps you, like within 30 minutes for me specifically, my eyes are getting super droopy and then I'm out like a light. Like one thing I will say that it does give me some pretty like vivid dreams as well. So if you're a fan of that, then maybe you'll enjoy that as well. But I can tell you guys very honestly that it has definitely helped me sleep much better the last few weeks, and honestly I'm very surprised at how effective it's been. So if you guys want some clean energy throughout the day or want help sleeping at night, then you can click the link in my description below and use the code ANIMEX at checkout to get 10% off your order. It'll help make it a little cheaper for you, but also very much help the channel out, so I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, back to the moment that I think a lot of people are going to be talking about and also memeing here. There is a scene where everyone's kind of in Saitama's room and they're talking, and it looks like Bang is getting some kind of acupuncture treatment because of the battle that happened previously from season 2 where they were fighting Elder Centipede, and the man's buns are just straight up hanging out. Like I can't remember from the top of my head if that's how it looks in the manga. I feel like I would remember that, so I think this is like an anime exclusive scene. I know it's kind of stupid, but honestly I was just very surprised that they decided to add that in there. But aside from that, the one thing that I do want to say that is probably like my least favorite aspect of the promotional trailer, besides obviously not having much action or movement in it, is the design of Fear Ugly. I think at least from the shot that we were given in the PV, I don't think he looks very good. I know that once we got like the actual like visuals, the visuals for characters a few months back for various villains and including Fear Ugly, I think it looked a lot better, but in this specific scene, I just think it looks a little funky. I don't know if that's just maybe that one scene, but overall, I really do think that it gives us something to be excited about for the upcoming season. I know I sound like a One Punch Man season 3 like apologist or glazer or whatever you want to say, but genuinely, I think that looking past some of the obvious stuff that we have to have some kind of concerns with, like the lack of animation, overall the product that we were given in this promotional video is way better than the stuff we were given in the first one, and way better than anything we were given in season 2. This has personally made me very excited for the upcoming season. I already was, but even more so now, and I have a lot of exciting stuff coming up for the buildup of the season, like watch-alongs in my Discord server and going live with you guys to react to the episodes as they come out. Like I want you guys to be involved with that stuff with me and enjoy it together. So if that's something that you're going to enjoy, make sure to subscribe. Definitely let me know your thoughts about this promotional video in the comments below. Your guys' opinions are valid, whether it be negative or positive, so definitely let me know below. But that's going to do it for this one. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.